we're going to go over binomial expansion. Binomial means there's two terms inside of a bracket. It's going to turn into, this is a perfect square trinomial. Trinomial means there's three terms within the polynomial. So here's a formula to do it really, really quickly. But we're going to use FOIL and distributive property to do the exact same thing. Otherwise, you have to remember a bunch of formulas for like if it's squared, if it's cubed, if there's power 4, power 5. It's much easier just to know how to do distributive property and apply that concept, okay? So, I'm going to very quickly, if you take a look at this over here, Sophia, I got x and our b value is technically -4, okay? So, to put it into a formula very, very quickly, I'm going to take the x and I'm going to square it. Then I add 2 times x times, I'm going to put this in brackets, -4. And then the very last term is -4 squared.
But how will I remember like that?
Yeah, I'm going to show you a much better way to do this, okay?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to prove how we can do this in another sense. So x squared is just x squared. There's a rule in multiplication, associative? I think it's associative property is the name of it. You can multiply any term in any order. So instead of doing 2 times x, we're actually going to go 2 times -4. -4 times 2 is -8. And then -8 times x gives you -8x, okay? So I end up with -8x here. And then finally, -4 squared is -4 times -4, which is positive 16. Okay. So you're going to realize that what we did here, this little formula, is fast if you can memorize it. But memorization, like keeping all those things in your mind, takes a lot of practice. Where we do distributive property a lot, let's actually go through this. So on the left here, we're going to go x minus 4 times x minus 4. So if you remember FOIL, okay, do you want me to write it on the side again? You remember it?
I remember.
Okay, so that's the first terms, the outside terms, the inside terms, and the last terms. So we're going to multiply those. X times x is x squared. X times -4 is -4x. -4 times x is, oh, I should have color-coded the way we did before. I apologize. Blue now. -4 times x is -4x. And -4 times -4 is positive 16. If you quickly look, the two terms in the middle are like terms. And when we combine them, do you know what they will become?
-8x.
-8x plus 16 and... Whoops, thank you. Those are the same.
Also, but if she asks that I have to use that, that would be that one, right?
There isn't a...
Oh, wait, no.
If they ask about perfect square expansion, all that they're doing is when they show you this formula here, I've kind of put a line above it, it is technically faster. It is, okay? And I'm going to show you a reason, because we're going to do another example like this. I'm going to do the exact same thing, x minus 4 again. We're going to cube it, okay? And if you have a plus b cubed, you get a cubed plus 3a squared times b plus 3ab squared.
I think I remember them.
And plus b cubed. Now, I'm going to put this formula again. We'll put it all the way through, and then I'm going to show you again how you can technically do the entire thing with distributive property once again, okay? So we have the cube. So our a value is x. We know it's going to be cubed plus 3 times x squared times -4. Hopefully I have room. Plus 3x -4 squared, and then I'm going to really try to fit this in, -4, I apologize, cubed, okay? So when we simplify this, x cubed, remember I talked about that associative property? I'm going to do -4 times 3, which will give us -12. And then negative 12 times x squared is negative 12
X squared.
Yep. Over here, we have to actually do the square first. So negative 4 squared is 16. 16 times 3 is 48. 16, 3, yep, 48. 48 times x is
48x.
That's right. And finally, negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16.
48.
But it's going to be
Oh,
positive
wait.
or negative?
Yeah, positive. Wait, I can't tell whether that's...
It's going to be times negative 4.
Oh, okay, so it's a negative.
48. Great. We did it pretty quickly. We'll write this one out. Technically, you can expand this way. And you'll notice this is where it becomes a little convoluted when we do this. Now, we're not going to use FOIL. We're going to do the first term times both of these, and the second term times both of these, and then we'll deal with that last bracket, okay?
But what happens if she asks for that? Like, would I use...
As long as you get the correct answer, because there's multiple ways to get to things. Unless they ask for a very specific process, and even if they do, I can show us how to reverse engineer it if we really need to, okay?
Okay.
In fact, you can use this as a way to check your answer in case you're told you must use it one way. So in this case here, we have x squared, right? That's our first term. Our outside terms are x times negative 4. Our inside terms are negative 4x. And our last terms were positive 16 it gives us. But don't forget, that's technically in a bracket, and it's still all times x minus 4, okay? I'm going to simplify this really quickly. X squared minus 8x plus 16. Now, there's two ways to look at this. I can either take each of these three terms and multiply it by both, or I can take these two and multiply them by 3. It doesn't matter. Since we kind of are going left to right, the way we kind of read, I'm going to show you. So I would do negative x squared times x, just x squared times x squared times negative 4, negative 8x times x, negative 8x times negative 4, and 16 times x, 16 times 4. Okay, so there's a lot of arrows in this one. That's where it gets a little confusing. X squared times x is going to give us x cubed, okay? X squared times negative 4 gives us negative 4x squared. So we've done the x squareds. Then we go to negative 8x. Negative 8x times x is negative 8x squared. Negative 8x times negative 4 is positive 32x, because we just multiply those coefficients, okay? Stop. Finally, the last one is 16 times x is positive 16x, and 16 times negative 4 is negative 48. We then got to collect all those like terms. So we have squared and squared, and we have just x and x, right? So we end up at x cubed. Negative 4 and negative 8 gives us negative
12
Yep.
x squared.
Yeah. 32 and 16.
48x.
Yeah, that's 48x and negative 48. So we ended up at the same answer, okay?
Yeah.